2 years ago, a humanoid robot cost $85,000 and could barely walk across a stage without falling over. Today, you can buy one for $20,000 or lease it for $499 a month. That's less than most car payments. The price of humanoid robots has crashed over 70% in 24 months, and the companies selling them are promising a machine that works 24/7, never complains, never calls in sick, and never asks for a raise. But here's the question nobody in the industry wants to answer honestly. At $25,000, is this actually worth it? Or are you buying a $20,000 remote-controlled drone with legs? I'm going to break down every robot in this price range, show you the real economics, tell you exactly what these machines can and cannot do, and give you the honest answer. Every robot under $35,000. The sub-$35,000 humanoid market has exploded. 2 years ago, this bracket didn't exist. Now there are at least 7 serious contenders. Let me walk you through them. The 1X Neo is the headline grabber. $20,000 outright or $499 a month. Built by a Norwegian-American company backed by OpenAI. 168 centimeters tall, only 30 kilograms, with 75 degrees of freedom, including 22 per hand. It runs on NVIDIA's Jetson Thor, delivering over 2,000 teraflops of AI compute. And it uses 1,000 artificial tendons instead of traditional motors, which means if it bumps into you, it yields instead of pushing through with industrial force. Over 10,000 people have already put down deposits. The Unitree G1 is the price destroyer. $13,500 for the base model. 43 degrees of freedom, backflips, autonomous navigation, 2 meters per second walking speed. It's the robot that democratized bipedal research overnight. The new Unitree H2 steps up to $29,900. Full human height at 182, 15-kilogram payload, 360 Newton-meters of knee torque. But it ships with dummy hands, no manipulation out of the box. Engine AI's T800 hits the $25,000 mark exactly. Aviation-grade alloy frame, 41 degrees of freedom, 450 Newton-meters of peak joint torque, and a solid-state battery option delivering 4 to 5 hours of runtime. But developers have hammered it for having no open API and no accessible SDK. It's a black box. Kepler's Forerunner lands at about $30,000. 85 kilograms, up to 52 degrees of freedom, and an 8-hour battery life on a 2.33 kilowatt-hour pack, the longest runtime in the bracket. It's built strictly for industrial assembly, and Tesla's Optimus targets 20 to 30,000 at scale. 22 degrees of freedom per hand on Gen 3, end-to-end neural networks trained on Dojo. But external sales keep getting pushed to late 2026 or 2027. The real cost of ownership. Here's what the marketing never tells you. The sticker price is a fraction of what you'll actually spend. A $25,000 robot requires about $10,000 in systems integration and training on day one. Then you're looking at $3,000 a year in actuator maintenance, $6,000 in software and AI licensing, $1,000 in liability insurance, and about $300 in electricity. That's a year one total cost of $45,300. By year 3, factoring in a $4,000 battery replacement, you're at $69,900. By year 5, with a second battery swap and joint overhauls, you're at $98,500. Now here's where it gets interesting. A fully loaded US manufacturing worker costs $46.30 per hour. To cover 24/7 operation, you need 4.2 full-time employees. That's $404,000 a year in human labor. The robot's year one cost? $45,000. The calculated hourly cost of the robot over 5 years comes out to $5.17, against $46.30 for a human. Payback period in the United States? Less than 2 months. But here's the kicker. This math only works in high-wage economies. In Mexico, manufacturing labor costs $5.56 an hour. At that rate, the robot barely breaks even over 5 years. In China, where factory workers earn about $11,300 a year, the economics are even worse, which is exactly why Chinese companies are racing to push prices below $16,000. The financial case is irrefutable in America and Europe. In the developing world, it's still a coin flip. The $20,000 question, can it actually work? The 1X Neo is the anchor product in this price range because it's the first sub-$25,000 humanoid actively marketed to consumers. And it's impressive on paper, a vision language action model trained on 900 hours of egocentric human video, dual 8-megapixel fisheye cameras, conversational natural language commands processed entirely on device. You can say, "Tidy the kitchen," and the robot interprets the audio, cross-references visual memory, and moves. But here's where I have to be brutally honest. The Wall Street Journal independently tested the NEO and confirmed that the impressive household demonstrations, folding laundry, wiping tables, rolling dough, were entirely teleoperated by a human wearing VR goggles. The robot's CEO, Bernd Burnish, openly told the press, "If we don't have your data, we can't make the product better." Translation: at launch, the NEO operates at roughly 60 to 70% autonomy. Basic tasks like navigating a room, fetching a recognized item, or auto-docking are autonomous. Anything complex triggers expert mode, where a remote human takes full control through VR equipment. So what you're actually buying at $20,000 is a learning platform that gets better over time as human operators generate training data inside your home. Not a fully autonomous worker. Not yet. What robots can actually do versus what they claim. In factories, the story is different. These are confirmed, autonomous, no-asterisk deployments. Figure 02 loading 90,000 sheet metal parts at BMW with 5mm precision. Digit moving over 100,000 totes at Amazon, and GXO, Galbit's pharmacy robots completing 300,000 orders across 100 smart pharmacies in China at 99% accuracy. In structured environments with repetitive tasks, humanoid robots already outperform humans. But in homes and unstructured spaces, no humanoid in 2026 can do your laundry start to finish. The process of emptying pockets, treating stains, sorting fabrics, transferring wet clothes, and folding, that requires intuitive physics that current AI models simply cannot match. The acrobatic demos, backflips, flying kicks, are hard-coded scripts executed in pristine labs. They don't translate to a cluttered living room. The failure modes nobody talks about. I'm not selling you anything. I analyze the engineering so you can decide. And the engineering has 4 critical failure modes that every buyer needs to understand. First, battery life. The Unitree G1 gets 90 minutes to 2 hours under load. Even Tesla's Optimus with a 2.3 kilowatt-hour pack struggles past 4 hours. True 24/7 operation requires a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 fleet redundancy, effectively doubling or tripling your hardware investment. The only robot in this bracket with meaningful endurance is the Kepler Forerunner at 8 hours. Second, tactile blindness. These robots can see objects perfectly, but manipulating them gently and reliably is still primitive. The 1X NEO artificially limits finger grip to 20 newtons to prevent crushing household items. Industrial models lack the pinch grips for cables and textiles. Dropped payloads and silent task failures are constant. Third, terrain. Most sub-$30,000 humanoids are designed for flat indoor surfaces only. No rain capability, severe degradation on gravel or inclines over 15 degrees, and emergency stops triggered by unexpected debris or reflective surfaces. Fourth, liability. Who pays when a 150-pound autonomous machine drops a payload on a worker's foot? Traditional liability policies exclude autonomous robots. Companies deploying humanoids face 10 to 20% increases in insurance premiums. As Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas put it, there may be a significant gap between a robot that dances versus a robot that can do useful work at scale. Where the price is heading. The bill of materials for a humanoid robot has collapsed from $250,000 in 2023 to $25,000 today. Actuators alone account for over 50% of the BOM, and Chinese dominance in rare earth magnets and motor manufacturing is driving those costs down 40% year over year. Goldman Sachs projects the total humanoid market reaching $38 billion by 2035, with a 4-fold increase in shipment estimates. Morgan Stanley sees a $5 trillion total addressable market by 2050. The hardware will get cheaper. The AI will get smarter. But the fully autonomous home robot, the one that doesn't need a human behind VR goggles, that's a post-2030 reality. Final thought. Rodney Brooks, co-founder of iRobot and one of the most respected roboticists alive, said flatly, Today's humanoid robots will not learn how to be dexterous despite the hundreds of millions being donated by VCs to pay for their training. That's the honest skeptic's view. On the other side, Citi research analysts say that at $20,000 to $30,000, the payback periods versus human labor could be significantly shortened. Both are right. The factory case is already closed. Humanoids win. The home case? Still wide open.